hearing this?
Anybody hear that?
How can we possibly have the slightest idea what to expect?
Well, we're back.
Hold on to your butts.
Welcome to the Jurassic Park Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Jost, and we're here to discuss all things Jurassic, including the movies, TV shows, music, toys, and more. In episode 409, I wanted to continue the trend kind of from last week where I did a big toy discussion on everything I saw at New York Toy Fair. But today, I want to discuss Beyond the Gates. It's back. We're going to discuss that. And then I also wanted to dive into the press release that showcased some of the new LEGO sets that are going to be hitting the shelves this year. And there's some really interesting details in there that are I don't know if they're spoilery. They might be a little bit spoilery, but there's some interesting stuff in there. And we know that these Lego sets and toys don't always, do a one-to-one for what we see in the movies, but I wanted to dive into some of those details today, and they're pretty interesting. So I hope you're on board for that. But that's it. It's a pretty breezy episode for you today, so get ready. But of course, while you're listening to this episode, hit us up on Blue Sky to continue the conversation. And as always, please check out our weekly live streams over on YouTube, discussing all of the latest Jurassic news from around the world, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. EST. Also, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter for all things Jurassic, movies, TV, my podcasts, and other thoughts and appearances. Find the link to the newsletter on JurassicParkPodcast.com/newsletter. But it is time, so let's go ahead and dive into the toy box and find out some of the latest items from Mattel and LEGO.
Something has survived. Will you? News from Kenner. Jurassic Park 3 Spino vs. T-Rex game. The fiercest fight ever. Batteries not included.
Imagine next adventure.
The dinosaurs are on a rampage, and only the JP team is tough enough to stop them. It's Jurassic Park, the game. All the excitement of the movie, but this time they're after you. But your Matchbox Mercedes traps one. It's happening, but only at Jurassic Park.
Batteries not included for Indominus Rex.
You can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
All right, so first up in this big toy discussion here, I wanted to discuss the return of Beyond the Gates to Target.com. And they do this, if you've never been aware before, they do a monthly drop over on Target, and you can just go to Target.com, search Jurassic World, and you'll see the full page, and it gives you a nice Beyond the Gates page and everything. And last year, they instated the Creator Edition, and they had a few different creators, a handful from the Jurassic Park community, but mostly outside of the Jurassic Park community. Personally, I think the experiment didn't really go all that well. Sorry, Mattel. I just think that it was interesting. I think the images and stuff that they were, I guess paid to create, these creators, they were great. The posters and stuff that they made looked fantastic. So they covered the toys as best as they could, for sure. But I just feel like the process of having this creator edition was a little weird, and it didn't really excel at promoting the item in the way that the old Beyond the Gates did. They had the Outpost team had people come in who created these figures, so we got to see a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. They actually had people sometimes from the behind the scenes of making the movies and stuff that actually talked about the dinosaurs and whatnot that were in these films. So that was really cool. But the newer edition, Creator Edition, there were shorter, bite-sized chunks that showcased toy photography, which was very cool. They actually came out really well. But some of the creators never really shared the products, and it was weird to have outside of Jurassic fandoms in a way where it's people that have never touched Jurassic toys, it seems like. But here we're back again with the Creator Edition. Hopefully we've seen some changes. I don't know. The logo looks nice. And we've got Jason Michael back, who definitely did some last season. And the item itself is fantastic. We have seen this before. I feel like it did leak out or it was shown off at some point. But this is the Legacy Collection. Reimagined, real feel Indominus Rex. Very much a mouthful. And it's fantastic, dude. It's so, so good. So this is a recreation of what Hasbro made a bunch of years back. I don't know when specifically, but they didn't really have the license for all that long. And they did end up making a I think it was rubbery. I don't remember. I actually never had the figure myself. It was a figure that I really, really wanted. It was a Hasbro Indominus Rex with red striping and stuff like that, red spikes out the back. It looked really cool. I thought it was one of the coolest ones that Hasbro made. I'm still bummed that I never got around to getting that figure, but Mattel's got us covered now because they have this reimagined version, which it's kind of part of the reimagined. It was like the 93 collection that they did, and then they changed it to reimagined. I forget, what was the last one? I'm like talking out loud as if I'm on the live stream and somebody's going to answer my question. But no, there's nobody going to answer. But there was a reimagined. I don't remember what it was last season. But this time we're getting this Indominus Rex. It looks really good. It's got that real feel to it. And this one specifically is $49.99. It says the release date is June 1st, 2025. And it looks really good. It looks like it does have and one thing that I was really excited about at New York Toy Fair was the reinstatement of the scan code that you would use for the app, and you can use it for like AR and to play in the app and stuff. They finally put the scan codes back on the bottom of the feet, which is a huge plus. So the scan is on there. It's got like sounds and everything like that, real feel, texture, like I mentioned, roar and pose, and you can swallow some minifigures, which are sold separately. But a very, very cool item. So I am very hyped about this one. I actually have not pre-ordered it, but as always, a lot of these pre-orders end up showing up in stores before the ship date. So we'll see if they show up early this time or not. The video and the image this time around didn't really cut it for me. I'm sorry to say, shout out to Michael for creating a really cool looking landscape and concept for the image. But to me, it was a little dark and shadowy, and I don't think it really excelled at showcasing the figure itself. Some of the images, you can't even tell that it's got like red striping and stuff like that. So that was a bummer for me. So hopefully we get some good videos and good lighting in future installments. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here with the Creator Edition. Like I said, maybe I have to change this to a Thursday live stream. So we'll see. But I'm excited to see what happens next. One thing I will note about the Beyond the Gates Creator Edition this time around is the website does not show, as far as I can tell, what's coming up. And that's a bummer. That is a huge bummer. I always loved looking at what was next and thinking and predicting and going through my head as far as like what leaks have come out. What do we know is on the way? What could it be? When we see that there's a Hammond collection on the way, it's like, ooh, that's cool. What could that be? Or we see, in May, June, July, there's Rebirth-centric figures coming, or whatever the case is. I wish that would be reinstated. I'm going to keep my eyes on that and let everybody know. But currently, it is not there on the website for me, so that is a bummer. But everything else seems to be the same. So, go check those out every first Thursday of the month. All right, so moving over to the LEGO portion of this discussion, just a little preamble here ahead of time. I went to the LEGO booth at New York Toy Fair. They did not have any of these on display. What a bummer. And I mentioned that in my last episode that they only had the Little Edie set and the Triceratops behind scenes. So, and that was kind of the same in previous years. It was like they showcased so many really, really awesome LEGO sets, but there was like two Jurassic ones that are kind of old news. And I don't know. I mean, this is very exciting what we have to talk about here today. So I'm surprised that these weren't shown off in any capacity. Maybe they're just not close enough to having them fully produced or the boxes or whatever. But these were not on display in any way at New York Toy Fair. And little heads up, some of these could potentially be spoilery sets. I'm going to try to work my way into potentially bigger ones because, like I always do, I'll theorize and speculate as much as I can. But there are some that actually do touch on some details that have not, officially been shown off in any other way so far. And of course, this is an official press release, so this is not like leaked out. And I do know this set has seen the light of day, so you may have already seen some of these sets. All of these actually have been shown off, but prior to them officially being shown off, they did actually leak out a little bit. But I do want to read a little bit here from the LEGO group, and it says, our LEGO Jurassic World sets bring to life the excitement and adventure of thrilling dinosaurs and favorite scenes from the popular franchise, inspiring creativity and storytelling through play and exploration, just like in the movies. It was a lot of fun for the team to create these new LEGO sets inspired by Jurassic World Rebirth, and watching some sneak peeks of what fans can expect was beyond cool. That came from Benjamin over at the LEGO group, a designer over there. And yeah, so they did get a glimpse at maybe some sequences or, you know, something that could be cool. I wonder how that works. I'd love to actually know, like, who decides what are the cool sequences to show off? I would assume, you know, it would be cool if, like, Gareth Edwards or Universal was like, all right, the big major plot points, like, let's show you the big set pieces and, like, some, you know, some of the dinosaurs, but the cool set pieces. I don't know if that pays off, so I don't know if any of these things are specifically going to be in the movie, but that I would love to know a little bit more about that. And like I said, this press release is official and everything. I'm going to skip over the first two or so because there are some interesting details that maybe we'll talk about later on, because if you want to avoid some more spoilery things, I'll leave those for towards like later on. But there's a bunch of sets here. Let's start off with this one here. Let's go with this one. This is Raptor and Titanosaurus tracking mission. So this is a set for ages 7+ who like to play out missions, and with this set, they can take a DNA sample from a giant Titanosaurus or load up the off-road vehicle and go explore. That's a little summary there. And this one's very cool. This one has a Titanosaurus, which looks not super massive or anything, but it looks like a decent scale. And it's got 582 pieces. It features the Titanosaurus and a Velociraptor. The Velociraptor looks, you know, generally kind of similar to what we've seen from some of these renders and things of the Velociraptor in the movie. The only thing that it's missing is the beak of the raptor, the red part, the orangey tiger stripe kind of part of the nose, which we've seen in some other instances. It does have like the blue around the eye. It does not have quills or anything, so that is also an interesting detail. So I don't know if it's going to be like the same raptor, if there's several kinds of raptors, or if just Lego is just like, this is the one we came up with. I don't know. The Titanosaurus does look, you know, generally similar, even though it is it's lacking some of the sails that are on the back. You can see one, but I can't see the others. So this set actually features a very cool looking gas station. What is this? Oh yeah, Stego Stop and Go. So it's a gas station looking thing and a convenience store, I guess. It features Martin Krebs, Zora Bennett, Dr. Henry Loomis, and those two dinosaurs I mentioned. This one looks really cool. It's actually got like this little, you know, gas station, charging station, whatever this is. And it does feature a few vehicles. It's got a motorcycle and like an off-road kind of small go-kart looking vehicle. So who knows if we do see anything like this. I think it would be really cool if we did get like a motorcycle again. I know Jurassic World went off with the motorcycles, but we could see that again. I think that would be pretty cool. This is it's a pretty decently big set. It's got like a little camp-like section with a trailer that attaches. It's very small, like satellite, tiny like tow trailer thing. And I don't know what this little thing is, but it's like a little tiny hut with a tree. But it also features this Stego Stop and Go. It looks like Henry Loomis has like a GPS thing that he's holding on to. And Zora is in like the ATV thing in some of the images. But yeah, it's a pretty cool looking set. So I wonder if we'll end up seeing like a gas station type setting. It could be featured there. That's pretty cool. Which is always exciting. I always like seeing stuff like this. In Jurassic World live tour, there was like the most smallest, like tiniest little gas station with like pumps. I think it probably had like Jurassic World logos or InGen logos on them or something. And it was just so much fun to kind of think about that kind of spot on Isla Nublar. So I always love when stuff like this gets added to the lore. So that's pretty cool for me. Also makes me question, like, what is this? Is this like a mainland place that is like, yeah, we're just going to name our place Stego Stop and Go? Or is it like island specific? I don't know. They are tracking dinosaurs, so I'm assuming it's island specific. There also is a drone, which does feature a dart on it. So I had wondered that a while back if there would be drones that are used to shoot the DNA thing. So maybe we'll see something like that in the movie. I don't know. But this is a very fun set. The images I have here don't seem to showcase the inside, like the inside of like the convenience store. But it looks like there's like a mustard, there's like a hot dog stand or something in there. But yeah, it's a fun little set. And I don't have a price point on this one. It doesn't seem like. Oh, wait, maybe I do. This is the Raptor and Titanosaurus. This is going to be $99. $99.99, it says. Measures in 4 inches by 8 inches by 6 inches. June 1st, 2025. Let's move on to the next one. So let's talk about little brick-built Mosasaurus boat mission. Some of these names are just a mouthful. Brick-built Mosasaurus boat mission features endless possibilities for action-based playtime where builders ages 9+ can recreate the iconic Mosasaurus boat scene from the film. So again, this one features a Mosasaurus, 858 pieces. So could be a decently sized one. And it, I mean, there is an image and it is pretty big in the kid's hand. So that's actually pretty awesome. This could be a fairly fun build. So this also features a boat. It's got some kind of watery features, but it's mostly just like rocks and like small little islandy things. But it does feature a decently sized Mosasaurus that's got that brown and green with a little bit of orange on there. And it does look like it has maybe some movement to it, which is cool. And also we do have a boat. It's not the same scale boat that we see in the trailer, but it does feature 2 figures on here. We have, and by the way, these are new names I've never seen before. It says Atwater and Leclerc. So yeah, Atwater and Leclerc. So these probably, I can't tell if this is like people we've seen before in the movie. I'm not too sure, but 2 characters there. They're basically shooting at this Mosasaurus from the boat. And the boat does have like the red and gray or black or whatever. So it's pretty small, but does look like a very cool set. And this one, Mosasaurus set, let's see, this one is going to be $59.99, 2.5 by 16.5 inches long. So that's pretty cool. June 1st as well. Let's move on to, there's some interesting ones coming up here. So let's go to this one here, which is the T-Rex River Escape. So this is 5+, play out an exciting scene from the movie, and features a molded, fully articulated T-Rex dinosaur plus 2 minifigures, Teresa Delgado and Xavier Dobbs. Xavier Dobbs? Who's that? He's got a last name, Xavier Dobbs. I don't know who that is. Is that, is he like is there like maybe another person with a Delgado family that's not part of their family? I don't know. Xavier Dobbs. He's kind of got like a Malcolm vibe. He's got what seems to be blue pants, but a black shirt that's open up with like a necklace. And this is a cool looking set. It's smaller set, 199 pieces. It's got those two characters, Teresa Delgado. Teresa's the person we've seen who does see the T-Rex waking up at the water, sees the Dilophosaurus. So this set features like a little dock house thing that can explode open. It seems like it's got a boat, it's got an ATV, like a 4-wheeler, and the T-Rex. And it's pretty cool. It's a nice little set, very, very small set, but good looking set. I gotta say, it's pretty nice. And this one, let's see. This one is going to be $49.99. Usually, the Lego sets don't really do it for me because they're, especially for Jurassic, I mean, they're usually very highly priced and pretty small. That maybe falls into that category for me. So we'll end up seeing how it looks in person. But next up here, I want to discuss this. This is actually the last one on this list, but I'm going to go back up and talk about a few others. So this is the Spinosaurus and Quetzalcoatlus Air Mission. This one is going to be $149, $149.99, June 1st as well. So 984 pieces, decently big, it looks like. A lot of different features here. We've got Zora Bennett, Martin Krebs, Dr. Henry Loomis, Duncan Kincaid, Quetzalcoatlus, Spinosaurus. Look, you're going to get a Spinosaurus. That's pretty good on its own. This one says, let's see what the write-up is for this one. For ages 8 and up, features Zora Bennett, Martin Krebs, Dr. Henry Loomis, and Duncan Kincaid at the ancient temple, and kids can pretend, gather a valuable DNA sample from the Quetzalcoatlus nest. The set also includes a Spinosaurus, which has moving legs, arms, tail, head, and jaw. So yeah. And they do talk about how the Lego portfolio for Jurassic Park was introduced back in 2001 on Jurassic Park 3. So yeah, Spinosaurus there as well. But this set's pretty cool. It's got the like temple. It's very different looking than what we see in the movie, as far as I can tell. But it does have that open mouth like cave, which is pretty cool. It's got a helicopter, which is not something we've seen in the movie. So who knows if we're going to have a helicopter in this movie? I don't know. But this temple is actually pretty cool. Pretty big seemingly. Not huge, but it's like a decent size. It's bigger than the Spinosaurus, which is cool. And it does have some like cave drawings and stuff like from the whoever created this temple. It also features, there's an interesting part of this. I can't really see what it is, but like a little cave or something. But it's got this helicopter that's numbered number 3. It's got a SUV thing that's number 5. Looks bigger than any of the SUVs we've seen so far. But this is a very beautiful looking set. I'm digging this one. This one's cool. Yeah, it's got a nice little waterfall. It's got some like booby trap looking things on the temple. And the vehicle itself apparently has an InGen sticker, Jurassic World logo on it. It's got some scratch marks on it, but it's like a pickup SUV kind of 6-wheeler truck thing. Not SUV, I guess, but a 6-wheeler truck, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm excited by that. That looks pretty fun. And I do want to go back up to the top. So we covered Spinosaurus, the T-Rex, the Mosasaurus, the Titanosaurus. And there's 2 other sets. This first one here, this is where it really starts to dive into the spoiler territory. So this one is, again, warning, if you don't want to know anything about this dinosaur here, this potentially spoilery thing, and I'll dive into some conversation about this one, but this is the LEGO Jurassic World Rebirth Baby Dinosaur Dolores Aquilops. So this is for ages 7+. It features or includes a brick-built baby Aquilops dinosaur figure and a buildable plant. The baby Dolores model can move its head, arms, legs, and tail, allowing a full range of fun poses. So this is a set that I absolutely love. This is the kind of thing that I really want from Jurassic. And it features like just the dinosaur itself. It's a baby. It's small. It reminds me of the... Where do I have that, by the way? Oh, I think I have it out in the other room. There's a Lego, like a small Lego Bumpy. And it looks to be about that same kind of size. It's fantastic looking. So go look up an Aquilops. I know nothing about the dinosaur. but this is a small one. It comes with like a little plant that it can eat from. And it's got some cute little front claws, paws, I don't know, and some back legs. It's kind of standing up on those back legs. And it's giving me like small, like Protoceratops head kind of vibes. I don't know. Again, I know nothing about this kind of dinosaur. But it looks very cool. I've seen the images of it. You know, it doesn't really look like what I just mentioned, but it's very cool looking. And this gives us some insight into the movie itself. So we're getting a baby dinosaur that is named Dolores. There's some more insight into the next set that we can talk about as well, but I'm interested in that. You know, we just got off of you know, having things like Bumpy, Baby Blue, Blue itself being named. And I know a lot of people dislike the fact that naming dinosaurs has happened at all. People want the dinosaurs to be scary and, you know, monstery and just like have no names or identity. But personally, I think it's such a great idea to be naming dinosaurs because that's what you do at a zoo. You know, you name animals. Every animal there has a name. Every one of them. Your pets next to you right now or back at home, wherever they are, they have names, right? I don't think you just call them dog. I mean, my sister, shout out, does have a cat. I think it's named Cat. So sorry about that. Apologies. There are people that do that. But, you know, it makes a lot of sense. And I think, you know, it goes back to the novels as well. I think there was a baby raptor. I forget what the name was, but I believe there was a name. It's blanking, you know, in my head right now. But so we're going back to that model here, and I like it. And I do want to talk about the next set, which does tie into that dinosaur as well. And this is the Raptor Off-Road Escape. So this one is, oh, by the way, let me talk about that last one just one more time. $24.99, June 1st as well. So hitting before the movie. But this last one here I wanted to discuss is the Raptor Off-Road Escape. And it says here for 6+ is inspired by a scene in the Jurassic World Rebirth movie and features Ruben and Isabella Delgado as minifigures alongside baby Dolores in the back of the off-road vehicle as they are trying to escape the clever Velociraptor. Ooh, that's interesting. So that sounds very descriptive. Like none of the other ones were like, this character is in the back of a vehicle as they try to get away from the thing. So this one's very descriptive. It features, you know, the new characters again. We just talked about Isabella, who is Luna Blaze in the movie. No, that's Teresa. I'm sorry. Teresa Delgado is Luna Blaze. I'm blanking on everybody else's name, but we've got Isabella Delgado, the smaller child, and we've got Ruben Delgado. So that's part of the Delgado family. Again, I don't know who that other guy was. Xavier Dobbs. I'm not too sure, but this is a very cool looking set. It's got 285 pieces. It's got the vehicle that we've seen like from the trailer and some of the other toys. This very cool looking like Jeep-esque truck with number 2 on it. It's got the Jurassic World like style T-Rex, or actually more Jurassic Park looking logo right there. And it's got the InGen logo right there. And it's got a Velociraptor on here again. It's a very tall looking raptor. Has the blue around the eyes, the red eyes, but no orangey tiger stripes on the beak of the nose. And it does feature like some plant life and trees and stuff. But it's got the kid with like a piece of licorice or something. And it's got baby Dolores Quilops. So it's interesting. We've got a child potentially taking care of a baby dinosaur that she names Dolores, which is fantastic. I am all for that. I think that is going to create some good tension, stakes, and yes, I'm sure the baby dinosaur will not get eaten or anything. Maybe it will, but I feel like it creates some fun, you know, tension and stakes for these characters specifically. You know, I imagine a scene where maybe Isabella takes a risk in saving the dinosaur and her dad maybe, you know, has to drive this truck and escape a Velociraptor. That sounds extremely fun. I don't know that any of this will legitimately be happening, but the fact that we're getting 2 sets with this baby Aquilops here, I think that's pretty telling. So it could play a major role. A lot of these movies and franchises have always loved like capitalizing on the babies, whether it's baby Grogu, baby Yoda, baby Groot. And we're so happy to have baby Blue in the movie. It was our version of those two babies that I mentioned, and now we've got another one here. So they're still capitalizing it. They want to sell the merch. They're going to sell it. So that's what we're doing here, and this is another baby here. So I'm excited by that. But it gives me so much hope and excitement for certain plots and stuff, how they're going to play out. I'm excited to see how this plays out. I have no idea, again, if this setting or scenery is going to happen with this truck and the chase or something like that, but that would really make for a very cool sequence in the movie. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. It sounds like it could be a lot of fun for me. But this set also does feature some sort of little satellite link thing with a velociraptor kind of diagram on there, as if it's like reading the dinosaur or something like that. I don't know. But this is going to be cool. I'm very much into this set. I think this would be definitely one to get. But that does round out the sets. Did I say how much that one was? $24.99, June 1st. Oh, no, sorry, that was the last one. This one's $34.99. Still a pretty good price there. So that is all of the LEGO sets there that I've covered, everything that was shown off in this press release. So we've got a lot to learn. I'm very, very excited. We've got hopefully some Camp Cretaceous stuff right around the corner. Maybe we can talk about that soon. And then we're going to be learning more like this kind of stuff about Jurassic World Rebirth. We're probably going to be getting behind-the-scenes featurettes about Dolores and, making the baby Aquilops, informing people about an Aquilops or something. I'm excited. This kind of stuff gets me hyped. So I hope you enjoyed me kind of breaking this down for you today. So I'll post more about this. Maybe I'll get some stuff out on the website and start posting about this. But everybody else has been posting these LEGO sets, so you can surely find it on like Collect Jurassic or Outpost or Jurassic Your World or wherever. So go check out those places. But I'll get this posted as well. So thank you so much.
Life will not be contained. Life breaks free, it expands to new territories, and crashes through barriers painfully, maybe even dangerously, but, there it is. There it is. I'm simply saying that life, finds a way.
That'll do it for another episode of the Jurassic Park Podcast. We appreciate each and every one of you for listening and sharing in our love of the Jurassic franchise, and specifically over the past 2 weeks, the toys. Look, I do get the comments all the time on like Instagram or YouTube. It's like, I thought toys were for kids. And I'm like, yes, they are. They absolutely are. But look, they're for collectors. They're for adults. They're for teenagers. They're for whoever wants them. So these kind of things make me excited to talk about. And I love talking about the toys. I love going to check out the latest toys. I love collecting them. I've got shelves and shelves of, different franchises and not just Jurassic, but Star Wars and Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Godzilla stuff and Star Wars. It's just everywhere. So I love talking about toys, and I hope you appreciated me kind of geeking out and diving into some of these details here about what we can look forward to maybe in the next movie. So stay tuned. We'll have certainly more toy discussions, and maybe I'll bring on some people to talk about them in the future. But I wanted to knock this episode out and get it out to everybody. So thank you for indulging me for a little bit. And as always, thank you to our podcast host, Podomatic, for giving us a place to upload the podcast each and every week. Everybody out there, please understand that you matter to me, to somebody out there, and to everybody. You matter. So stay safe, be kind, fight for representation, change, and equality in the Jurassic franchise. But more importantly, outside of it, in the real world where things matter, it's really needed these days. So let's make sure to make this world a better place. I'm going to go ahead and hand things off to myself for the outro. Take it away.
Saddle up, let's get this movable feast underway.
Continue the conversation with us on Threads and Instagram. Watch our content on TikTok and YouTube. Find us on the web at JurassicParkPodcast.com. You'll find today's episode show notes, articles, contributor bios, and so much more. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, our website, and wherever else podcasts are found. So please be sure to follow along and share with your friends, family, and fellow Jurassic fans. If you haven't already, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We will read your Apple reviews at the end of most episodes, so be sure to spare no expense. Don't miss our Wednesday night live streams, toy hunts, reviews, in-depth bonus content, gameplay, event and theme park coverage on our YouTube channel. If you want to get a hold of us or participate in the Jurassic Mailbag, you can fill out the contact form on our website or send emails and MP3s to JurassicParkPod@gmail.com. Feel free to call our voicemail line at any time to leave us a message or just to say hi. That number is 732-825-7763. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, enjoy.